morning, everyone. My name is Adira, and it has been forever since I last posted on YouTube. Last time I posted on YouTube, I was talking about going really hard on hair braiding. I was really serious about becoming a hair braider, and I think it's been a couple of years, or maybe three since then, and obviously things have changed. Don't get me wrong, I love to do hair, but I do not like the demands that come with it. I like to have the freedom of doing what I want to do on people's hair. But when people say this is what I want instead, it kind of and it makes sense. It's their hair; they're the ones rocking it, so they have all the right to say what they want. They have the right to say what hairstyles they want. So um, that's how. So pretty much, I'm no longer doing the hair business anymore because that just isn't for me. Anyway, I want to talk about what I've been up to lately, more like recently, very very recently. Um, so the hair business obviously didn't work out. At least now I know. There is no what ifs. Like, oh my god, I could have been. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, I know that it's not something I want to do. Since my move to LA, when I first moved to LA from Texas, I don't know how long it was, but it was very quickly, in a matter of weeks after I moved to LA, I got introduced to someone, and this person took me to a real estate seminar. Um, it was in the moment it felt life changing. The person who was talking to us, now I come to realize, was just a salesperson. They talked about how it was so awesome to get into real estate, how it can change your life, build wealth. And that's one thing with me. I've been obsessed with building wealth, becoming financially independent, because that is something that is so important to me, and I'm sure it is to a lot of people. I mean, everyone has their own reasons, but the obvious reasons are imagine never having to work for anyone ever again, never have to be submitting yourself to constant belittling and disrespect, and I don't know, just the perks that come with working a 9 to 5 for in someone else's company. I very much crave financial freedom. Um, so listening to that sales guy talk, it sounded like heaven to me. So I don't know how long the sales pitch lasted, even though it wasn't supposed to be a sales pitch. It was supposed to be like a brief lecture, a brief overview of real estate investing. Well, let me say that real estate investing. He was more like talking about how good was the life of real estate investors, are making all this money, being financially free, and at the end, bottom line was there was going to be a 3 day seminar, and it cost $2,000 to get it. I had somewhere around that in my account then, and I was taking. I really wanted financial freedom, even though I knew writing was what I wanted to do. I was also kind of realistic that okay, the writing may take a while to, you know, it may take a while to take off, and in the meantime, I needed some money to support myself, and real estate was going to be that. So I signed up for the class, and I went to the class. Remember, I said it was a 3 day seminar. So I went to the class. On the first day, it was cool. It was kind of like the first. It was kind of like the first time I went to the free seminar all over again. You know how they would just say all these motivational things that would tug at your heartstrings, that would just make you longing for more. It was cool, you know. Oh, granted, it was literally an all day event. I think it started from somewhere like six something. No, sorry, not six. Like 8 in the morning and ended at 6 p.m. in the evening. So yeah, it was like a lot. Now, on the second day, that's when things got very interesting for me. Like very interesting. All right. By second day, they had already started talking about real estate stuff. But I noticed that they just went over it very quickly. They spent more time bringing more people who have already done it to, pretty much motivate us, to tell us that if I can do it, you can do this too. I went from making $20,000. Okay, maybe not $20,000 a year. I went from making $35,000 a year in my 9 to 5 job to making $35,000 in a deal. Now I'm able to take care of my family, take them on trips whenever we want. It's awesome. It's a good life. I noticed it was a lot of that sprinkled into real estate stuff. So they weren't really covering real estate like the way I wanted. And when they did, it was in such an unbelievable way that I felt there's no way this can be done. I don't know if I'm explaining this well. It's just they didn't make this thing sound easy. Okay, not easy. It didn't. They didn't make this thing sound doable. It was like you had to have this in place before you can do this. My thing was this: I didn't have a lot of money on me. So the fact that I needed at least way more money to get started, and again, they started introducing more courses that cost a little bit higher than the 2000 in order for me to learn stuff that we're talking about in depth. So by the midday, I was just, oh my gosh, I was done. I mean, I remember going to the bathroom and literally having a panic attack that, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? I've just wasted $2,000, and I only have like $1,000, and my rent is 500 something. So that means I'm gonna be homeless in like after 2 months of paying my rent. Granted, if I don't eat, what have I done? What have I done? So something just told me leave now, and that's what I did. I did not even wait for the second day to be over. I left. I went and grabbed my things during the break and left, but not before I called the I think the central office or the customer office or wherever. Then I complained to them that the class was not what I thought it was. I want a refund. I want my money back. And they sounded a bit like disappointed, which I really didn't care for. I just told them I wanted my money back, and they ended up giving me $1,500 back. I mean, which was fair because I've already used up a day and a day and a half rather. So I got $1,500 back, and then I decided to put real estate at the back of my mind. Never again. This is something for a different breed of people. I was like, I'm better off with a 9 to 5 job. As crazy as that sounds, I'm better off with a 9 to 5 job. At least it's guaranteed. So I had this. I got a 9 to 5 job. A couple of months later. I'm not gonna say what company it was, but it's a very prominent not I wouldn't say, yeah, it's a very prominent. Everyone who lives in Hollywood would know it. It was a very prominent company in Hollywood, and I was doing customer service there. And I love customer service. I love dealing with people. I'm witty. I'm sweet. I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I mean, I was literally told by few of the customers there that I was literally the best customer service agent that they had dealt with over the phone and in person. So I loved it. I was there for like a month. The reason why I left was my coworkers were just toxic people. These are people who are not happy in their lives, and they make it a point of duty to spill that toxicity to others around them. And I was just too. This was my first time being exposed to the world. So for a sheltered girl like me, a girl who's been sheltered all her life and been given everything she's asked for, it was just a shock to me that people can be this mean, and I couldn't handle it. So I left. I didn't even give a 2 week notice. I just sent them an email in the morning of and told them I'm not coming to work, and I left it at that. They just had to mail my check to me. So, um, I decided during that time to get into the hair business. That was when I started like doing everything to get my hair business set up. I got business cards. I started giving out the business cards to people. I started putting up ads on Craigslist, and I got a healthy dose of response. A lot of people were texting, calling me saying, "Hey, can you do hair? Can you?" Oh, and one of the things I did was my prices were super, super, super cheap. It was literally like a fifth, not a fifth, a third of how much regular hair braiders or hairstylists were charging. And in a place like Hollywood, of course, people are always going to go for a bargain. Granted, my skills were not on point, but my customer service skills, I got some repeat customers. I didn't stay in the business long enough to build a huge clientele. But the few clients that I got, they were enough to be repeat customers, and I even got referrals from both of them, which was like super awesome, for someone who just got started. But then again, it's Hollywood. But I realized that okay, hair braiding is not what I want to do, so I stopped. I mean, if it was what I wanted to do, I would have kept on at it. There was no doubt about that, and I would have been making serious money. But at the end of the day, I mean, as much as financial freedom is important to me, all money is not good money. If you're making money doing what you don't love, then that's not good money to me, because there should be no reason why I'm being forced to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning to make a check to make $500 when I don't enjoy it. I'm sorry, I'm just not wired that way. I have to love it for me to do it. So I stopped doing it. I mean, I was still getting calls and everything, but I just started slowly. At first I'll say, oh no, I don't do that. No, I don't do that hairstyle. Or then I just ended up just like ignoring them completely, and then the calls eventually stopped. So my apartment, the studio apartment that I was living in Hollywood, which I shared with three other ladies. Oh, trust me, we got along pretty well. It's crazy, right? Three females in a very enclosed space getting along. That's unheard of. But anyways, I got along great with my roommates, and I was thinking of staying there forever until I finally made it in Hollywood. And I swear, God just has a way of lighting a fire under your behind and making you do stuff. Even though I know that I'm not supposed to live in this apartment forever, uh, I was willing to stay in it for as long as possible because I got along with my roommates. When people around me are good people, I'm okay. It doesn't matter how shitty the situation is. I'm okay. But our landlord, God bless him, he has this slum dog mentality. Slum means not slum dog, slum lord mentality. We're already four girls living in this cramped up apartment. It was so bad that one of the girls doesn't even sleep in the place because she's claustrophobic as hell. So she goes out and sleep in her car. I mean, personally, I was wondering, like, how can you be paying rent in one place and not even be sleeping in the place? I can't do it. I mean, yeah, granted that we're paying a bargain for this place because there's four of us. We're paying about 500 each, so that brought it to 2,000. Okay, so it wasn't really a bargain because you know what? That's another story for another day. I cannot pay rent, no matter how little or how big it is, and not sleep in there. I just can't do it. Um, so as if that wasn't bad enough, the landlord, with his slumlord mentality, said, "I think I'm gonna bring another girl in." Where was she gonna sleep? The ceiling, the roof. I mean, and the annoying part was, he told the other roommates about his plans to move in another girl. He didn't tell me, and I know why. Because he knows that I do not stand for that. I may be sweet and all, but I do not put up with BS. I just don't. If I'm feeling the type of way about something, I let it be known. So that's why he didn't tell me. And which is like tacky also because I'm one of his responsible tenants. I always pay my rent on time, and I there were times when I'd even overpaid, you know? Like I'll pay months in advance, and he always appreciated that. Like when he gave me a receipt, he put like a smiley face on the note to show his appreciation. So it will be nice. It will be common courtesy if he just told me that, hey, I intend to move another roommate in for whatever reason. I plan to move someone in. He didn't tell me. He waited for me to pretty much confront him about it, and when I did, I was so angry. I don't even remember what I said. I just know I didn't say a lot of nice things, you know. So I pretty much left off on the note with him like, go F you, F your, F, F you, pretty much. And I started looking for another place. I started looking for another place to stay. It was hard, you know, finding a place at the price that I was in Hollywood. it's hard. It I would say that that was a unicorn arrangement that I had. The fact that it was so affordable and I got along with three other girls. So I couldn't find anything in Hollywood. I started having to look outside, you know, and then I finally found something in Long Beach. It was a little higher than what I was paying in Hollywood, but and the funny thing was, I didn't have to leave. I could have easily called the landlord and say, "Hey, look, I'm. I know I said a lot of hurtful things to. I mean, okay, not hurtful. I know I said a lot of mean things to you, but you know what? F it. I'll stay. Yeah, bring in the other girl. I could have easily done that, but my pride wouldn't let me. I've already left off of a note with F you, and I'm not about to go to him and, say my bad. So, I moved forward with the Long Beach. I contacted the girl. We texted yeah, we texted, and everything seemed good. So we set up a date for me to go see the apartment. I went to go see the apartment. I liked it. She had a dog. I mean, I have no problem with dogs. I love animals, and her dog was like a fireball of energy. I fell in love. So, we set up a date to. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I liked the place, and then she started going over the lease with me, and something in the back of my head was telling me that this girl is not a good person. This girl is not a good person. There's just something in my spirit that tells me that. But I just want to give her the benefit of the doubt. This is my first time meeting her. She hasn't done anything to me, so I'll just give her the benefit of the doubt. So I paid her deposit. I even paid her some so she can hold the place for me. You see, that's another sign that I knew she was. Because how am I going to pay a deposit? And on top of that, pay for you to hold the spot in. And she has this personality that it's her way or the highway. I mean, she let it be known that, if I don't pay this money, she'll give it to someone else. And I was kind of desperate. The month was coming to an end. I had already told my other landlord to go F himself. The month was coming to an end. I had no intention of paying another month's rent at the old place I'm about to move out for, to eventually come stay here. So I paid her all the money she asked for. And I told her, hey, I'll be moving in on so and so date. And she was like, cool. The date came. Oh, I mean, yeah, the date came. But before the date came, she sent me a text saying that she's in this dog fostering or pet fostering program where every once in a while she gets a dog to foster. And she was bringing one over. She sent a picture of the dog to me. He looked good, and she told me his name. And I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. It's your place at the end of the day. But thanks for letting me know. So the day came for me to move in. I moved into this new place. The dog that she told me about was already there, plus her own dog. Her dog was cool, but this other dog, the moment he saw me, he just started barking. It wasn't any ordinary bark. And he was a big dog on top. I think it was a pit bull mix. It was this dog. It was this kind of bark that it went like, and he would bark. It's like I want to hurt you. So I was like, whoa, okay, maybe because he doesn't recognize me, you know, if he sees me with her eventually, he'll learn to chill. That never happened. Anyways, I texted her and told her that, hey, I'm already moving my things in. By the way, I've seen your other dog. He looks nice and everything, but he's just barking at me crazy. And in all her dismissive attitude, she was like, "Oh, it's no big deal." Like I said, he doesn't recognize you. Maybe if I got a chance to introduce you to, he'll be cool. But you know what? For the purpose of keeping the peace, I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So, oh, it took me 3 days to move in from Hollywood to Long Beach at her place because of the distance, and I didn't have a car, and I had quite a few stuff, and I was using the train, and I had to go to work. Oh yeah, did I tell you I got another job at a car company, a used car company, not exactly a used car company, a junk car company thingy. Yeah, I had a job there. How I got that job was a little bit of luck. Oh man, this video has gone. It's almost 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna cut this video short and then I'll resume in the next video. Thanks for listening so far.